Hi everyone. My name is student Dr. Micaela Motzko, and I am going to be talking about recreational activities this week and how they can benefit you in your journey for recovery. So this can be things like exercise, any kind of hobby you enjoy doing, like drawing or reading. It can also be community involvement and volunteering activities, and it can also be engaging in positive relationships in your life. A recreational activity can be anything that you enjoy doing in your free time. I'm going to go in depth on each of them and kind of give you a little bit more information about what this can be and the benefits that they'll have for you. So this can be walking, jogging, or running. It can also be jumping rope, riding a bike if you have one, and even things you can do at home like YouTube yoga exercises, at home exercises involving push ups and sit ups. The important thing is that exercise is any physical activity that you're doing for 30 minutes. And we often think of exercise as just helping us lose weight or get fit, but exercise actually has a lot of benefits for your overall health. Beginning with, exercise can improve your muscles and your bones. It strengthens those parts of your body, but it also is good for your organs like your heart and your lungs. It can actually decreases your risk of heart disease and having high blood pressure and diabetes as well. And another organ that it actually benefits is your brain. So exercising actually increases your brain function. And a recent study showed that people who move more and exercise more show improvements in thinking and memory. Definitely give you some mental clarity and help you make good decisions for your health and your well-being. Exercise is actually good at retraining your brain and decreasing the amount of pain that you're feeling in your body. So there are a few studies that show that people who exercise regularly will actually experience less pain, whether it's back pain or joint pain or even headache pain. Doing physical activity releases chemicals in your brain, and these help you decrease the amount of pain that you're experiencing in your body. So you actually feel less pain after you've exercised. And when you exercise during the day, another benefit is that it helps you sleep better at night. So many studies show that regular exercise is linked to not only falling asleep faster, but also having a more restful and deep sleep, and it helps you stay asleep longer. And this in turn means that you feel more energized during the day because you've been able to rest properly at night. And often when we feel well rested, your mood can actually improve. So exercise has a direct positive impact on your mood and your mental state as well. So studies have shown that regular exercise is linked to decreased stress, improved mood, and reduced depression and anxiety, which increases your self-esteem, which can be really helpful in order to maintain a positive outlook during your treatment. And even when you have a hard day, sometimes coming home and taking a walk in your neighborhood can help you clear your mind and decrease some of your stress, and it can make you feel good about yourself that you've accomplished something as well. So overall, exercise is a really, really big factor in your overall health and treatment, and I really want to encourage you guys to do some form of exercise, even if it's walking, because it can make you feel better physically, but it can also reduce your stress and improve your mood as well. And some people actually really enjoy exercising as a form of fun, like a hobby, which is actually my next topic of recreational activities. So hobbies are anything that you like to do for fun. So this can be painting or drawing. It can also be things outside like gardening. It can also be reading a book or cooking and baking. And it can also be something where you're engaging in musical activities like singing or playing an instrument. So any of these activities are a form of hobby, but it's also something that can be learned. You don't necessarily already have to know how to draw. If it's something that you've always wanted to learn how to do, you can just pick up a pencil and paper and just start doing it. And then you'll also feel good about yourself that you've learned a new skill. Finding a hobby can also benefit your treatment in a lot of ways. So a 2009 study showed that people who engage in leisure activities have better mental and physical functioning. And your physical body can actually benefit from finding a hobby because it lowers your blood pressure and it decreases your depression and your stress. People who engage in some of those calmer hobbies like knitting and calligraphy and painting, it actually lowers their baseline heart rate. It actually benefits your physical body and your heart function. Having a hobby also helps you better handle stressful life events. That same study showed that people who, even when they had a lot of negative past life events and stressful events in their lives, if they regularly engaged in a hobby, they reported better life satisfaction and less depression than people who did not engage in a hobby. A hobby is really good for just like having an outlet at the end of the day, but it's also something that you can do that's fun. So personally, I really enjoy doing things that are creative, even if you don't consider yourself a creative person. It can still be a really fun and relaxing way for you to wind down after a long day at work. And it also gives you kind of a sense of pride in something that you've been able to learn and develop a new skill. And then you get to share share something beautiful with those around you. Most of these hobbies produce something at the end, like a drawing or something that you cooked or baked, and those are things that you can share with your friends and your family. While hobbies are something that you typically do on your own, there are a couple of recreational activities that you can do with people around you as well. So one of those being community involvement. Community involvement is basically just finding ways to engage with your community and interact with them socially. And these are people that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise interacted with before. So this can be things like social groups, walking clubs through your local community center or your park. And it can also be something like a book club that you find at your local library. Another form of community involvement, a big one, is volunteering. So another form of community involvement is where you find an organization to volunteer through. You can do things like construction work, or maybe you want to do volunteering at your local humane society and walking the animals. This can look different for every person. Either way, you're still interacting with your community, and it's people that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise met. Volunteering and community involvement actually has a lot of benefits. In fact, 1/4 of the people who have volunteered in the last 12 months say that it's helped them manage a chronic illness. People report feeling healthier and having better moods and decreasing their stress as well. And volunteering is actually a unique recreational activity because you're benefiting the community around you, but you're also kind of benefiting yourself as well, because it can give you a sense of pride, accomplishment, and it can reduce your stress. Community involvement has some other benefits. So when you're doing things in the community like construction work, you're learning skills that can help you for career experience, learning how to build a house. And it can also help you develop your communication and social skills, which will benefit you in every area of your life. You also get to meet people with shared interests as yourself. So this, just like having a hobby or just like exercising, this can be your form of an outlet, something that you can do for fun and unwind when you're not working. And it can decrease your stress and improve your mood and also make you feel better about yourself. These types of settings are also really great ways to find positive relationships, which is actually my last topic on recreational activities for this week. Positive relationships you can find through your volunteering activities, but you can also find positive relationships through your treatment meetings and support groups, and even some online support groups if you find those. You can also find positive relationships through religious gatherings. No matter where you find them, these positive relationships are particularly really important for maintaining your sobriety and maintaining on your treatment plan. Especially in the context of support groups, you're surrounded by people who have experienced the exact same life stressors, who are going through the same experience as you, have the same worries and the same daily life problems as you. It's really helpful to have other people around you to help you navigate your treatment plan and help you make decisions and figure out how you're feeling about things when you're surrounded by people who are in the same experience. Studies have shown that people who participate in peer groups are more likely to stay sober than those who don't. So it's really, really important for you to surround yourself with people who have the same goals as you and would encourage you in your treatment plan. When you have positive relationships, you're more likely to feel encouraged and keep going even when you don't want to. Doesn't matter where you find these people, if it's through your community groups or treatment groups or religious groups. It's just important that you find people who are going to support you on your treatment journey. It's really important to feel encouraged and supported and loved in this journey because it's difficult. I think it's so important for you to have positive relationships that will encourage you along the way. I also encourage you to find maybe a hobby or pick up some exercise, and we're just hoping that this will have a positive impact on your treatment and your journey. If you have any questions about the information that I talked about today, this is the list of the resources that I used. Thank you so much for listening.